What's up, everybody? Today we're going to be painting this plain purple car and giving it a complete do-over. Let's go. First thing is we're going to take this car apart by removing 3 screws that are underneath the bottom side. All it is a couple of triangle screws. You'll need a flat head that's going to fit on one side of the triangle. And once you've figured that part out, go ahead and start taking these screws out. After this, lift by one wheel axle and it'll take the car apart. So what's left here is the innards of the car. We actually have a spring because ours was for a racetrack. This spring was super easy to remove, just turn the car over and it fell right out. This is the bottom side of the car, and we have removed all these pieces so we can actually start painting the car. Now we need to find some sandpaper, and I'll explain why. Here we go. Sandpaper, project, and toothpicks. So this car has some small details that we will end up losing during the paint job, but that's okay. The biggest thing here is that we need to take this shiny glossy coat off of this toy car. And to do that, you need the sandpaper to sand it down. Also be sure to shake your paint for it's probably been stored a really long time like mine has. Now it's time to take off this glossy coat. Basically what we're doing here is we're taking the shiny effect off so the paint has somewhere to adhere better, since we are not doing primer. So do this to your entire project, that way paint will stick better all the way around. Be sure to wash off any plastic dust or dirt that's come from the sandpaper or the plastic. Make sure that it is dried off super good, or else the paint's not going to stick very well at all. So just let go here, pick it up. Oh. Okay, it is paint time. Pick up your project and get ready to start painting on some of these small details like the windows and the taillights as well. So the reason why I'm using a toothpick is because this is a very small project. This acrylic paint is easy to spread across small little areas like this. Now it doesn't have to be perfect, you don't have to stay inside the lines because we can touch that up later. The windows are done, now time for the taillights. So yes, I have a toothpick for every single piece of paint. I don't know what I'm saying. But don't mix your paint sticks, you weirdo. Alright, taillights done. Like I said, you don't have to stay inside the lines. But now I think I'm going to try to do the headlights here, which with the headlight color I want it to be like a super light blue. So in order to do that, I'm going to be mixing the light blue that I already have with some white until I get the perfect shade that I want for these headlights. Alright, so I think this is the color that I'm happy with. Now we're going to paint these over the Sharpied headlights that I made because this car doesn't have any headlight design in it already. So once we get this done, we can mask off the car and start doing the spray paint project. So now we got everything all masked off and we are going to spray it. So the base coat that I'm going to spray is a gloss. So after we spray it, we will have to find a way to texture this paint. So when we dip this in our pattern, it's going to stick much better. If you do want this to work better, do go to the store and buy some primer. This was just a late night project and I wasn't able to get my hands on any primer at the time. So I'm just texturing the outside to help it stick a little better. So here's the shiny glossy finish. It's still a little tacky. So we're going to take a paper towel and start dabbing around the edges like this in order to get that textured paint rather than glossy paint. So when we dip it in the pattern, it does a lot better. The colors I want in this is going to be some teeny tiny little bits of gold and copper color into it. I think this is the fun part here where you get to swirl the paint into any pattern that you desire. Now take your little project and slowly dip it into this paint. And once you fully submerge it, shake all the paint around it so you can pull it up. And then you stick it here or somewhere and let it dry. And here's the final product. I think the project turned out very nicely. It gave me less color than I wanted to, but I also painted the rims while I was waiting for everything to dry overnight. And now it's just time to put it back together. So instead of putting the spring back in this hole, I'm going to take a straw here, cut it, and color it, making it a little pipe that sticks out of it. Just place it right where the spring used to be, and then put your car together around it. There we go.